Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to Lady K Chat, a podcast that is designed for men and women to become better versions of themselves, which is broadcast every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Various subjects will be spoken upon, such as relationships, health and wellness, personal development, wealth building, children, and so much more. She is a two-time Amazon best-selling author, an international speaker, and life coach. She is Lady K. And now for your host, Lady K.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lady K Chat podcast with your favorite host, Lady K. This is December, and I am talking about December joys, and there's another good way to talk about joy than having a great mindset, especially ending in 2020 and going into 2021 with a fresh and renewed mind. And I am so humbled today to have this amazing woman come on my platform. I know you heard of her. She is the business mogul. I like to call her the queen of multiple streams of income. And I have the pleasure of having Mrs. Jewel Tankard with me today. How are you, Jewel?
I'm amazing, girl. Off planes, on planes, story of my life, but I wouldn't trade it. I'm loving it and just grateful for so many amazing opportunities right now.
Absolutely. And it's a pleasure that you're actually speaking with me right now, because I know, like you said, you're on the go. I see you're in the car. So while you're taking this time and you're sitting in the passenger seat, we're going to talk about the mindset and money and taking ownership, because a lot of people went through hell in 2020, especially with COVID. And a lot of people always say, oh, I want to be my own boss. I want to be a business owner. And I'm like, they don't even know the mindset that that comes with it in order to get to that platform. So I wanted to ask you today, Jewel, what advice would you give someone to help them understand what it takes to actually be a business owner?
So first of all, Kalima, thanks for having me on your podcast, girl. Great job. I love to see women doing their thing. So thank you for having me, and thank you for being so patient, because we didn't reschedule this thing too many times.
Right.
But I would say, COVID has had a lot of challenges, but this is also, I want people to look at it a little bit differently, because the reality is that anytime there are major challenges, there's also an opportunity to pivot, change, and there are huge opportunities. I'm so grateful to God that this has actually been one. I've made more money this year than I have any other time in my career. And it's because with severe change and challenges, also a severe opportunity for you to really, really be a problem solver, solve problems for humanity, and really change and become an innovator and really be at the forefront of new. And that's where we're at. We're at the forefront of new. Everything is changing.
Right.
And so for people that are not afraid to embrace that, they're going to be good. For the people that are just sitting back and saying this is horrible, waiting for somebody to come and lead them, those are the ones that I'm really concerned about. And that's why I'm in the trenches and traveling the way that I am, to the extent that I am, because I'm like, I got to help the people who have maybe stopped thinking for themselves. So,
right.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna piggyback on what you said. So you said for the ones who get it, that's great. But for the ones who still struggling, right, and they're trying to converse because they see everyone is jumping, and they still got they feet in the pool, like afraid to dump in. You know what I'm saying? They're still swinging. What motivation would you give them to say, go ahead and jump and leap?
Well, I don't think they're gonna have a choice. They're gonna either jump and leap and land on solid ground and win, or they're going to drown, because everything is changing. Banks are closing. You're not going to need to go to the bank to move money, because it's all going to be happening on your phone. You're not going to even need paper money. We're going to be using digital money, Bitcoin, to do transactions. You can use Bitcoin now to buy real estate, coffee at Starbucks. It's like a plethora of things that are happening that I'm just encouraging people to get educated. So if you sit there and you stay in fear and you freeze, then you're really going to be in trouble. So the people that are listening, I would encourage you to jump into the right partnerships and the right relationships, because those partnerships and relationships literally will determine where you end up in the next year, to 5 years.
Absolutely. And partnerships and relationship is so important, Drew. And that was my next role. I wanted to talk about network marketing. A lot of people have so many negative views about network marketing, but you just said it yourself. It's all about relationships and being with the right individual, correct?
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, your destiny moves at the speed of your relationships. So if all your associations, everybody is broke, then you're probably going to be broke. If everybody's struggling, you're probably going to be struggling. If
Right.
everybody is, wealthy, then you'll probably become wealthy. Because so much of wealth is about conversation. So much about poverty. When people live from check to check, is conversation. Child, it's tight. When you getting your check, I don't know. I hope they do another stimulus check. That's a mindset. And so if
Right.
everybody's sitting around waiting on a stimulus check, probably nobody is really moving into action or trying to say, hey, what else is out there? Because I know money didn't leave the earth. It's not hit under a rock. It hasn't evaporated. I just need to go and get in the right relationships with the people that have the money. That's
Right.
what I need to do.
Right, absolutely. Because earlier I was actually on your leadership training, and one of the young ladies was talking about eagles. And you know how eagles we soar together. They might come down and just pick up what they need to, and they go right back up. So you hit it right on
Yeah.
the nail. So I appreciate that, Drew. But another question now that I have for you: how long have you been in the network marketing industry?
I've been in the industry for about probably 11 years.
Okay, wonderful. And was you with
Yeah.
one company, or did you know move around?
I was with a total of about 4 companies. I was a top money earner at 2 other companies.
Nice.
And so yeah, so I did skincare, I did Body Magic, I did Melaleuca, the cleaning supplies. Yeah, and I did really well with all of those. And so with anything, you've got to stay ahead. I tell people this decade is going to be the decade of the thinker. And I did those products and I did very well with those products. And I'm very grateful for what I was able to do with those products. But I've also come to learn that now you've got to learn strategies. It's not just about a product. It's not just about, a service. Like now we're in the time, all the billionaires, what they did this year, they were in heavy self-education mode. They were collabing, they were asking questions. And so I want to encourage people to get inquisitive again,
Right.
ask those questions, figure it out. There's always an answer. If you turn to the left and it doesn't work, then pivot a little bit a quarter. If you pivot a little bit a quarter now it doesn't work, then pivot to the right. If you pivot to the right, doesn't work, then go to the front. Figure it out.
Right.
While everybody's going left, I go right.
And like you said, the right strategy and with the
Yeah.
right people. And as I was listening to you, how you transition from company to company, it seemed like you jumped on this wave because you said Bitcoins and cryptocurrency, that's the new wave. Everything, like you said, is going to be direct from your phone at your convenience. No more having to go and sit in line at the bank. So again, the waves, everybody take key what she said, the waves, jump in with the wave. And it's such a wonderful thing when you can jump on something when it first start happening. Is that correct?
Yeah. Whoever gets there first is going to make the most amount of money.
Right.
That's just what it is. If you buy the land before they develop the city, you're going to make the most amount of money. If you buy the house before the rest of the houses are built, you're probably going to make the most amount of money. So everything is about timing.
Right.
And so knowing when to enter into a market and then knowing when to exit a market, right? So it's all about entry and exit and understanding that. A lot of people are afraid of volatility because they don't understand it. But volatility is where most profit comes from. So what we do is we educate people on how to make that volatility work for you. Don't be afraid of the swings. The swings have great profit if your entry and your exit is right.
Right. Right. I appreciate that. What other advice would you want to give my listener, Jewel?
I would say, to act now, don't wait till the first of the year. Don't wait till after the holiday, child. Like, no, we got to start making decisions right away. Like, get in the habit of being decisive. Stop practicing indecision. Indecision leads to, stagnation, which leads to procrastination, which leads to no growth. So get in the habit of like making a decision and then committing to it and staying consistent. What's your end goal? Ask yourself, how do I want to live? Where do I want to live? Where do I want to drive? How do I want to live in 10 years? How do I want to live in 20 years? What action steps am I taking on a daily basis to make sure that I fulfill my dreams? Because a dream is amazing. But then it's like, okay, the daily action steps that I'm taking to get there, those what relationships am I cultivating that are going to help me think the way that I need to think, that are going to help me move the way that I want to move? What are those steps? See, everything can be scaled. So you start at one level. I have a large real estate investment portfolio in Detroit. And I was talking to my wealth mentor earlier, the CEO of our company, Christopher Terry. He's like, yeah, I put $100 million in real estate this year. And I'm like, yes, I need you to talk to me about that, because everything can be scaled. So even though I feel like I got a nice portfolio, I'm always open to scale. So just know that whatever you're doing, scale it. And if you don't know how to scale it, connect with the people that know how to scale it, and stop asking people that you wouldn't trade your life with what they think about your decisions where money is concerned.
Right, exactly. So scaling, making goals, sticking to your daily routine is going to help you step into the level that they want to go to, correct?
Absolutely. Well, and you might have the wrong daily routine. You know what I mean? Your daily routine may not be productive. If your daily routine is not getting you the life that you want, you need to change it.
Right.
But once you change it, stick with it, and then always stay open to changing it again, because everything's going to keep changing. There's nothing you can do and say, I'll be doing this forever. When I first started trading foreign currency, I was all into that. Then I learned about indices. Now I'm trading crypto. Now there's binary options. So, and this has just happened within the last 5 years, that all these money trends have come forth that are fairly new to the private sector. So everything's going to always change. You just have to tell yourself, I'm going to say a master student, and not be afraid to keep changing, because if you do, you're going to end up like your Uncle Bob or your grandma, who will not take a picture of that check because they think it's a scam. They rather go to the bank, okay? And it ain't going to be no bank. Your bank is going to be on your phone. Right. So you just got to stay a master student.
Absolutely. I appreciate that, because like you said, a lot of these corporations like, J.C. Penney, Sears, they're all closing their doors. It's like there's not going to be no brick and mortars. Everything is converted to online, as you just said. So as she said, everyone, you have to roll with the changes. Don't be afraid to take that chance. Innovation.
That's it. Innovation and creativity. Take the chance. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just go for it. Don't just sit there. Just go for it. Go for it. And if you make a mistake, who cares? Get up and try again.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. So I have one more question for you, Jewel, right? I know you said a lot of people are in their comfort zone and they have to jump out and they have to do what they have to do, right? So my question to you is, right, and I know a lot of people hate this. Do you feel like sometimes the people that need to be guided hand by hand, do you feel like at a certain level of your life, you have to like just push them to the side and just do what's best for you?
I don't mind holding people by the hand if they're hungry. I just can't stand holding anybody by the hand that has no desire. I can't help you. Okay. So if you're hungry and you want it, I don't care if you're at the bottom. I like helping people at the bottom. People say, such and such got a poverty mindset. I'm like, I don't care about that. We've all had a poverty mindset at some point, and still have a poverty mindset in some areas.
Right.
But so I don't mind holding people by the hand. I just need them to be hungry. I need them to want it more than I want it for them.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Drew. Thank you for taking the time to converse with me. Everyone, I hope this was helpful for you. Drew, are you on social media? I know you are, right?
Yes, child. Everything. TikTok, okay. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everything is Jewel Tankard.
Everything is Jewel Tankard. Thank you so much.
Yep. Everyone, that was the Jewel Tankard. I hope you enjoyed her just as much as I did. Continue to follow us at the Lady K Chat Podcast on Facebook, IG, and YouTube. And you can always catch us on our website at www.ladykeenterprisesinc.com. And K is spelled K-A-Y. Let me say it to you one more time. www.ladykeenterprisesinc.com. And everyone, you have a blessed night. See you next time.
Lady K.